Okay, so Wolves versus Norwich at home. The last home game of the season, the easiest home game of the season as well. Obviously, Norwich one of the worst sides that I've probably ever seen in my life, and obviously then Anfield where we will inevitably lose. But look, this should be an easy game on paper. Obviously, Norwich are absolutely atrocious, bottom of the league. Although saying that, as terrible as they have been, when you look at goals and stuff, obviously they're still terrible. But Teemu Pukki's got 10 goals. Like even Emmanuel Dennis and Rafinha, it does really highlight how bad our attack is. That the three worst sides in the league still have goal scorers that have double digits in the Premier League. Although they've only got 21 goals this season, 22 goals, and we've got 36. So you thought Wolves were boring. Norwich have had 22. They've had 14 less goals than us, Norwich. Although if you look at XG, they actually should have 31 goals, whereas we should have 33. So, the underlying numbers, we're not actually that much better than Norwich, which is hilarious. And yeah, we're on a pretty bad run of form now. We've seen no win in 5. This game, if we win this, it basically confirms 8th, which, is an absolutely incredible achievement. But even in the underlying numbers, Norwich when you look at goals, Norwich bottom, we're not even that far behind them. Shots, again, we're one of the worst in the league. Shots on target, Norwich bottom of that as well. Shots per 90, they're bottom. We're only third bottom. The distance out, we're having shots. Again, we're not that far from Norwich. And obviously, we've played Norwich twice this season and we haven't scored. One in the cup, one in the league. So it doesn't really scream great game at Molineux to end the season. But Wolves need a good performance. That Man City game was a bit embarrassing, especially watching back. I don't think watching it in real time realised how comical some of the goals were. Like when we lost, I wasn't actually that arsed. I didn't think we were that terrible, but watching it back, it was bad. But look, if we'll smash up Norwich, like kind of in the way we did Watford when we played them at home, and then put in an okay performance against Liverpool, wrap up 8th, I think we can kind of, chalk this season off a little bit. This is the lineup I'd go with. I understand if people want to switch to a back 4, fine, I get it, to experiment, but I think that will be done in pre-season. There's no point doing it now. Just get the result done. I don't want to see Chiquinho at wing back. I thought that was bizarre. I thought it kind of exposed Johnny's... not exposed Johnny. It's not his fault he was playing centre-back, but it exposed a lot of his weaknesses and exposed Chiquinho's. I don't think he got the best out of either of them. I thought it was bizarre, to be honest. Go back to the back 3. I don't really know what happened to Totti Gomez. I assumed he would have played some part in that Man City game, but he didn't. But I'd bring Totti Gomez back in, move Bolly over to the right. Bolly as well, watching the highlights. God, he was worse than I kind of saw when I was actually watching the game. Keep Aït-Nouri. I don't want to see Marcel. He's clearly leaving. Just bin off Marcel at this point. Just let Aït-Nouri develop. Let Johnny build up his fitness. Got nothing against Dendoncker, but I don't really see the point in playing a midfield 3 against Norwich. It's not like they have a standout midfielder apart from Matthias Norman. And then for the front 3, look, I'm all on the Fabio Silva bandwagon, but I thought Raul Jimenez was actually okay against Man City. I thought he was pretty decent against Chelsea as well. Playing in a front 2 where he had very little service. Plus, this will probably be his last game at home. There's been some reports today saying that Wolves are looking for offers, which I think is the correct decision given his age and his wage. And Wolves probably do need a bit of a rebuild there. Obviously, you keep Pedro Neto, you just let him have 60 minutes. He's been able to do that for the last 2 games. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do that again. And then start Chiquinho's actual position. As good as Chiquinho was going forward against Man City, he did get exposed defensively. And I don't think that affected him. I don't think he'll be asked, but you don't want to knock his confidence. Play him in the front 3. Who's Norwich's left back? Brandon Williams? I'd back Chiquinho to get Brandon Williams. Chiquinho made Zinchenko, who I actually rate very highly. I was disappointed when we didn't sign him a few years ago. He made Zinchenko look average. So I'd back Chiquinho against Brandon Williams. But yeah, there's not really much to say about this game. It's a kind of pointless game. Hopefully we just wrap up 8th and we can kind of forget this season, or at least the second half of this season happened. Just score a couple of goals, get the mood up at the club, put in a decent performance against Liverpool, and hopefully, just get the mood up at the club, because there are people that kind of want Bruno out a little bit. I can understand why, but I wouldn't do that. But if we lose to Norwich, if we played Norwich, one of the worst Premier League sides ever, and lose to them 3 times without scoring, that's really not a good look. But yeah, hopefully that won't happen. I do genuinely think we'll win this game pretty comfortably. But who knows? We'll see on Sunday. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and yeah, peace.